Hey, Arlene, let me do a testing. Can you hear me? Hi, Julie. Can y'all hear me okay? And see okay? See and hear okay? Thank you. Hi, Molly. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Pacola. Darla, everybody, Molly, Riri. Thanks, guys. Linda. So, yeah, I got all my prints sent out yesterday, except for a couple people I need their address. And yeah, a couple of things going on. Let's see. Hi, happy hump day, Kalora. Thank you. Granddaughter number 3 is watching with me today. Expect to. Okay. All right, Julie. Let's see. Dawn Zeely. Hi, Zeely. How you been? It's been a while since we've seen you. Good to see you. Hi, Mitz. Hi, Tori. Mama 4. Terry Lynn. It's been a while since I've seen you too, Terry Lynn. Let's see. Am I missing anybody so far? So thanks everybody for popping in. I thought we just do working some. I have these 3. Well, I have more than 3. Y'all know. I thought I picked these 3 to do some stenciling in. Using my stencils and just kind of doing some stenciling. Hi, Maseki. Julie Lou. The person with the little rose that I can't read your language. Let's see. Kelly S. and Oz. Who else? So super busy at work. I hear ya. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for being here. So hope everybody's having a good week. And so, yeah, I sent out all the prints yesterday. I got them done, and I went ahead and went to the post office and got them all mailed. So all the people that supported the channel in June, hi, Rachel, your prints have gone out. And but I am going to say, hi, Supergirl, and I'll make sure for my mods to know this. I am going to take a break from doing prints in July and August. We're going to be doing family stuff, and I'm going to be, probably doing some traveling. And, so I am not going to do, you're still more than welcome to support the channel, but I'm not going to do prints in July or August. So that means the first week of the first week of August and the first week of September, there won't be any prints. I'm going to take a couple months off from doing prints. So just FYI, and I will put that in like my community tab or, in the description or something like that, just so y'all know. So I'm taking a break for a couple months from doing prints. So, cause I'm going to be busy and I don't want to not do it, get behind. I don't like to do that. I'd rather just not do it than to, get behind. So we're not going to do any prints in July and August. But if you support the channel in June, your prints have already gone out yesterday. So they all went out yesterday. Hottie Popo, you are one of the people I need your address. I think I used to have it years ago. I do not have your address anymore, Hottie Popo. If you want your print from June support, here is my... Oops, well, what happened here? Some news popped up or something. Yeah, well. There we go. Hi, Riri. Yeah, thank you, Kalora. Your print went out. Everybody that supported the channel. And so, Hottie Popo, if you will, did it go? Did it go through? There it is. Yeah. And plus my email and address are all in my description on the About in my YouTube channel in the about. So thank you, because I wanted to send you out your print. You, Charlie N, and Brenda C. I sent Brenda C out one last month, and it was returned, and I've not seen her since. So Brenda C, if you are watching or listening or watch the recording, if you will email me your address, I will resend your old print and send you, because I haven't seen you since, and it was returned to me. So Hottie Popo, Charlie N, Brenda C, and anybody else that may not have got their print, you have to contact me, because I have no way of knowing. So there we go on that. What else? So yeah, I will say it again later in the show that we're not going to be doing, I'm not going to be doing prints for a couple months. Just going to take a couple months off, so I don't have to worry about it if I'm doing something, on the road or visiting or something like that. I don't have to worry about scheduling, getting those prints done on time. Let's see. Ashley, who else am I missing? Mina, I know I posted Donna. Who else? So yeah. So how's everybody doing? What are y'all working on? I do have just a little assignment, a little Wednesday weekly idea, a Wednesday weekly idea. And some of y'all have been posting some cool things in the Society of Idea Collectors. Let me get over there. Hi, Diana, Julie Lou. I said hi to Terry Lynn and Dawn and Arlene. Hi, Tina. Thanks for saying good morning to everybody, Tina. Let's see. Was Tina's internet down? Oh, I'm glad you're back. It's back up then, Tina. Let me go over here to, let me look in the search under Society of Idea Collectors, recent. So yeah, some of y'all have really been like, here's Peggy Wilson. She said that she took cardstock and Prismacolor pencil, and matched up with, I think, with her washi tape. Look at this. Look at all this. Look at all this awesomeness here. Go over to Society of Idea Collectors if y'all want to see this stuff, better and close up. So yeah, that was really cool, Peggy. And then Kathleen D, she is painting in watercolor. She did some lessons from a book, and because that was the idea that I gave you last week, was to take an art book or a magazine, an art magazine or something, and get inspiration from it. And then Carol Hoover, she did a felted wool. She mind mapped out a felted wool. And it's just so awesome. And then Artists for Life did from her art books. I think she took some notes. It looks like she drew a spider there. I haven't read this yet, so I just saw these this morning. So I hope y'all are getting some ideas from your art books, your art magazines, and using them. And yeah. It's going to be pretty simple, but I do need to remember to pull out. Hang on. I want to remember to pull out reading our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. So let me try to remember that. And I got my thing of stencils here. I pulled a few out. Let's see. So I hope everybody is doing something creative this week. Do y'all have any 4th of July, if you're in the States? Do you have any 4th of July plans? We always have a family lake thing, but it won't be on Monday. I still plan on being here on Monday. Oh, good, Tina. Yeah, Rainforest Escape. Good. I'm glad you're liking that. That's a cool book. We'll probably give away another one next Wednesday. So let's see. No, I'm not going out of town. Well, not, I just meant if you had a family, something to do. I didn't mean if you're going out of town. Just, did you have any plans? Any plans at all? So, Well, Tina, internet out probably gave you the headache. I'm glad you're better. Oh, let's see. Sandy and Arlene, I did send out the that thing we talked about. I sent that out yesterday, so maybe be there. Let me get a sip of juice. Maybe Friday or Saturday. So it's in a little uh, priority pack thing. So yeah, let's see. I missed something with Julie. Sewing. Julie's stuck with no sewing skills. Hey, I'm with you, Julie. I don't sew either. I sew my little prayer pouches, but that's just like a whip stitch, you know. There's no, it's just and it's not that neat. Sorry. It's not that neat. It's just but I wanted to make them look handmade. Hi Lorenzo. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes today, doing just some stenciling, and hope everybody's got some paper and pen or write some ideas down, do some art journaling along with us. Thank you, Tina. I haven't seen Janice. I don't know. I hope Janet's okay. I haven't seen her yet this morning. Maybe she slept in. Making a cover from a purse. I need it. Oh, okay. I can't help you. Go look on YouTube, Rebecca. There's thousands. You'll find thousands of videos. Well, at least hundreds. You'll find hundreds of videos to help you do that. So you're welcome, Arlene. So anyway, my idea. Oh, and I did get some happy mail here. Let me say thank you to Gail T. She's sometimes in here, I think. I don't see her today, but she sent me a little check, and she sent me a card with a little note. And look at that. I love it. And then she sent this little postcard that she made. And then she sent me a couple of some international and domestic stamps. So thank you so much. I sent you out a print as well, Gail. Thank you so much. So, hi, Kathy Berg. Sandy Hairston. Who else am I missing? I'm probably missing people coming in. I'm not trying to. I come on a little early. Let me get my little card here. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. But I come on a little early to say good morning to everybody. So, Stephanie. I actually bought one of those mini sewing machines. I was going to make mess, but the machine's still sitting in the box. Oh, okay. Yeah. You have to like it if you're going to do it. That's just, yeah, if you want to take some time to learn those skills, I know when we were growing up, Grandma made all our clothes when we were in elementary school. She made them. Of course, back then it was cheaper to make clothes than to buy them, right? But not anymore. Yes, it is the watch band that I did. It is up on Instagram. If you go on Instagram, I showed just a little quick show, and I showed a couple of still pictures of it. Yeah, it's on Instagram. Oh, oh my gosh, Julia! Oh, you need to sell that. Julie's my mini sewing machine is in a box 5 years later. Oh my gosh, Julia. Oh, thanks, Rebecca. Let's see. And Kathy's saying good morning to everybody. Kathy streams on Tuesdays and Fridays with Colleen. Kathy, you're on Tuesday and Colleen's on Friday, right? And y'all stream together, though. Kathy Berg streams on Tuesday. Hi, Dawn. I think I said hi. Oh, you're back. Okay. Hi, CNP, Cat and Paste. Gotta get my voice rolling here. Yeah, Tuesday. Kathy streams on Tuesday. And so yeah, okay. Well, I can start flipping through. Let me turn the monitor a little bit more. The window sometimes glares, and I got to get it just right. Now size 10. I just got one. You mean like the little one that Janet works in? That little teeny one that I sent her that she does her Zentangles in? Oh well, I've done a couple pages in them. The smallest I've really worked in is the mini comp books over the years, and I haven't worked in it in a while. But those little mini comp books, yeah. Let's see. Hi, Michelle. All right. Well, let me go ahead and I pulled just these few stencils out. I have this pack sitting here of stencils, and they're different sets that I got off of Amazon. Some square ones, some round ones, some geometric ones. And if you go on Amazon, look for stencils, you'll find these. They're not expensive at all. So, but I thought we could maybe work in those today. Friday for okay. Kathy said Colleen's doing a giveaway on Friday for hitting 1,000 subbies. Well, congratulations, Colleen. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, so let me go ahead and start flipping. Brenda D. All right, so let's see. This is, I think, my newest. Well, these two are kind of the newer. I pulled this one's a little older, and I have another one that has really no stencil in it. I don't think this one has stencil in it yet, maybe a little. But I kind of wanted to show how they can start. And then this one I'll go into a little bit more of, because I have a few stencil in this one. And then this one is my napkin. Well, it's the rice paper and some napkin journal that I do some stencil in. So while we're just sitting here, I'll just flip while I'm talking to you guys. And so these are just some of the pages. Like this needs some stenciling. This one, I'm just leaving it like this. This one has some stencil. So you can see they start with just a piece of, and I think I put some, well, here's one. So they just start with a piece of the rice paper or a napkin, a decorative napkin that you tear apart and glue down. And then you can start adding things. And stencil is a great way, like this one. Well, maybe we'll do this one first just because it's here and it's blank. Then you can add your stencil. So what I've done is I first put down the napkin or the rice paper, the decorative rice paper. Then I usually add some paint. I know, right, Pacola? We need to use them more. So hi, Tina. Other Tina. And then after you have some paint on the background, then you can pick a stencil and just start getting a little bit more of a background on there. Let's see here. And put some of that. And it doesn't have to be a floral one. It can be, let me just pull some of these out here. It can be geometrics. Here's some waves. What else? It can just be anything. Just to have some design on the background. I kind of try to, figure out what it looks the best. But you can have different designs on it. Charlie N, I need your address. My email is under there. Maybe you missed it. Here it is again. There's my address. Send me your address if you want your print. Okay? Thank you. And there's Pacola put it in as well. Thank you, Pacola. So like this one may be some, well, let's just go ahead and flip for a minute and then we'll kind of do it. So this one has some stenciling. And then you can continue to add. You can add text. I don't really write in these journals. If I want to add any writing, I usually write it on another piece of paper or another quote cut out from something. But most of my art journaling does not involve text anyway. But if I do add any text, it's going to be cut out for the most part. I have journals where I write in, but it's all, it's just it's not painted backgrounds, right? It's not stenciled and painted, because I want to be able to write smoothly on a background without having texture or anything there to interfere with journaling. So anytime I'm writing, it's usually in another journal that's mostly, I mean, I might decorate some or something like that, but it's going to be not like painty and glued and collaged and stuff like that. If I'm going to journal, it's going to be more of a journaling, right? Thanks, Tina. My little snapdragon. Yeah. So, so anyway, these are more just for, decorative purposes, or like this one has a little made to create, but again, it's something cut out and glued on. We did this one a couple weeks ago. So, after this was a decorative tissue paper, and then I put paint down, then I put stencil down, and then I put these little stamped dots on there. So it's kind of like, start with an image or more than one, but start with an image, then paint your background, use some stencil, and then add your details, right? Add your details. And these little butterflies, those were at the end. So, yeah. So again, here's some of that pretty Stamperia rice paper. I get it from Xandra, which is Scraps to Beauty on YouTube, and Paint and Paper Studio is the name of her shop. Paint and Paper Studio. So if you want to order some of these pretty papers, depending on what she has in stock at the time, I usually buy them when she gets new stuff in, and sometimes she runs out, sometimes she gets it back in, sometimes she doesn't. Hi, Barb, Nettie. So you can see, so some of these that have paint already on them, these will be the ones that I'll stencil on, because I've already got some paint on them. So they're ready for some stenciling. Nikki, I said hi to Tori, because these will have to be painted in the background first. So, and I flipped through this a couple weeks ago when we worked in it. So, I just love these papers. And then and throughout, there's a few that have some napkins in it. And yeah. I love this one. And I know I didn't want to cut her so that it was this way. I wanted the whole image, so I just put it in sideways. So there we go. Then I have a few blank pages here, and then some more toward the back. And if they have a texture, then they sound like they're sticking, but they're really not sticking. It's just like how Velcro sounds when two rough textures touch, like that, but it's not hurting them. Usually if you just take your book and kind of do this before you start flipping pages, it kind of disconnects them. And so, yeah, so all these still need paint. Here's some napkins in here. We did some napkins a couple weeks ago. This. Then I have a couple more in the back. So, yeah, so then I have some blanks back here. So this one, because the signatures are kind of like, individual, but you can still see it wants to roll. It wants to roll. But I can kind of mash this one because the signatures are individual. But yeah, it wants to roll. You got to work front and back and front, some in the middle, some in the back. So you like that sticky sound? Well, I don't mind the sticky sound as long as it's not, the pages aren't tearing, which these weren't. All right, so there's that one. And then this one I've had for a while. I haven't really done much stenciling in this one. This is more painty, painty pages, collage and paint. So, but again, let me find it. It starts kind of with the same thing. Images glued down, then paint, and then if you are going to add stencil, and then your details. So you don't have to add stencil, but I just thought we would use our stencils today. So, but this book doesn't have a lot of stencils. This one is going to have more. So I just pulled a few different ones just to kind of show you some of the progress, the process here. There's another page right there. Okay, this one doesn't have much on it either. But so again, these pages are more just images, then background, and then now I'll go in here and do detail. Whether that detail is stencils or whether it's just, little doodles and connecting things to make a little story or what. These are just tacked down for now. Like I'll go through some book or magazines or something, or some just a stack of my images and just kind of just tack them down with a glue stick. What is it, baby? I hear you bringing mama a toy. Oh, you're so sweet. Come here. You're so sweet. You're bringing me a toy. She might come up here. I don't know. But you want to come up here? Come on. So, hi, Ann. I think I said hi to you already. Yeah, I hear you. So, again, it's just some things glued down that I think go together. A lot of times it's color that makes it cohesive. So I'll put colors down that I like together. Like this is red and blue, browns and grays and a little red. And again, these in this book so far, they're just tacked down. So you can see like these colors here. And then the next step after this, after doing the gluing, is then to paint the background, start painting the background and, like throwing a bucket of stars, put a bird on it. All this is acrylic paint, and I just use acrylic craft paint. So, and then turn it into something, turn it into a story. So, yeah, let's see what else. Do I have some more done in here? I like these little Arteza books, come with a little bookmark in them. So, and I always like square books. You heard my cat. Yeah, I was trying to get her to come up here, but she's laying down on the floor. She's laying down by my feet. I have to not roll over her. I have to be careful that I don't roll over the baby girl. Yeah. Oh, stretch. You sure you don't want to come on up here? Come on. You want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. My little Malibu. My little Malibu. You can't go over by the cords. Don't go by the cords. Let's come back over this way. Yeah. You turn around, show your face, or are you going to just lay over there? Yes, she's a sweetie. They're both sweeties. Laying on my book. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that this is how it can start. So here's adding some paint to it, but just glue some things down that you like, whether it's a color, by color, by theme, by whatever you want. And then after you glue it down, then go in with a little bit of paint just to start painting the background. And then you can go in and start adding more details and doing whatever you want. This one I had some butterflies, some little flowers. I try not to add too much dimensional stuff. These little flower stickers, somebody sent me, they're little pansies, and I really like them. And I kind of tried to flatten them out. They're, a little dimensional, but they're not real puffy. So I added those. And then these pansy stickers. And then the rest of this is all paint. The rest of that's all paint. So anyway, so that's one of my Arteza books there. I've got a couple of these. The other one has more stuff done in it, but it's so done that I really am not going to stencil in this one. So you can see this one's quite thick. This one has quite a bit of more stuff in it done. So, but none of these, if you see a rough edge, the page is not done because I'm going to paint all that in. Same thing for any stickers that have a white edge. That will be painted in, painted out. You going to leave me? Okay. All right. So, so this one is really kind of it's not, some of them I could probably add some stencil to. I hear you. But these are now ready for me to paint little worlds. So I've got all kinds of things going on. And now I can get in here and paint the backgrounds and you know, do more stories. There's a few in here, but and also I don't ever feel like I have to do my books in order. I skip around in my books. And I just do things, you know, I might just pick one up, open a page and paint on it or work in it for a little while. And because, you know, they're my art journals. I can do what I want with them, right? So, and you can do whatever you want with yours. Yeah, there's one with I painted my little lemur in here. I love my lemurs. They're just so cute. And so you can add stuff, scribble. And if you scribble, then it kind of takes pressure off of you to get it. So, yes, no, I think it was Oliver that got the pan pastel on him. Color. So you can see, again, if there's like a white edge around or, you know, edges on stickers or anything, I'll paint that out. I'll paint it out with acrylic paint. So you can see that most of my pieces have color themes, if you will. They're, you know, they'll have a couple of main colors and then a couple accent colors. So yeah, so this one is another one of the Arteza, and then they all Arteza, how some people say it one way or the other. And then there's the little bitty ones too. Where's my little one? I don't know where I put my little mini. Little mini Arteza one. It's here somewhere, but anyway. So yeah, and then this one is more one of my newer ones to put glue things in. And so you can see here I just used a full stencil here. So this has got things glued down, it's got paint, it's got splatter, and then this stencil right here is just one of these round stencils. I just like the way it looked, just round like that, almost like a planet, you know. What we do what you want our journals. Tina. Hi, Juanita. Who else am I missing? So, okay, so here's a couple where, and again, now that there's a lot of stenciling and stuff going on, I can go back in and paint some more. I can add some, you know, more stamps or stickers or, you know, anything I want. But now I want to really concentrate today on just using the stencils over the tops of, you know, the painted areas. So like these, I cut these out, I think out of Daphne's Diary or something. So maybe we'll just stop on this one. We'll stop on this one and then we'll continue on. Okay, so let me move this one out of the way. Oh, before we get started though, let me go ahead and tell you your Society of Idea Collector Wednesday weekly idea. So let me go to my page. Go to my page over here where I can keep in track. Okay, so what the idea that I thought we would be a good something. So, oh, thank you, Juanita. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Now, again, your monthly June print's already gone out, Juanita, but I did make an announcement. I am taking a break off of doing prints for 2 months. So I do appreciate anybody that still wants to support the channel or PayPal tip jar me, but I'm not going to send prints out the first week of August or the first week of September. I'm taking July and August off because we're going to probably be doing some traveling and family stuff. So I don't want to have pressure to, oh, it's the week I have to send out my prints. You know, I've got to get to get those prints made. So I'm taking like a summer hiatus from making prints, but I'm writing you down, Juanita. Thank you. And so, yeah, I'm taking 2 months off. I will put that. Thank you, Darlene. I am going to put that in the community tab under my, in my YouTube community tab. Thank you so much, guys, that all, that support the channel all the time. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Darlene. Let's see, Lisa, anybody else I missed? Okay, so week 9, this is week 9. What I thought would be something, and I'm going to do this as soon as I can get to Ben's stack of cast off paintings that Nettie, thank you so much. When I get to Ben's cast off paintings that he sent me, I will be making bookmarks because I make Ben bookmarks out of his stuff. So I will be doing this project too. Now, whether I do it this week or not, we have a lot of stuff going on next week. Not 4th of July, but Boo's moving to Florida, and we have stuff. So, yeah, thanks, guys. So anyway, the weekly assignment, the weekly idea is to take something you have. It can be an old art journal page. Preferably, I would like you to do that, but it doesn't have to be because not everybody art journals or sketchbooks or anything like that. But take something old and make something new. It can be really anything. If you sew, there's a lot of you guys that sew. Get out those sewing machines that you haven't used in 5 years, and take something that you've worked on before and not finished, like a whip, a work in progress. If you have a whip, and try to turn it into something else. Like I'm going to turn Ben's old paintings into bookmarks. Try to do something like that. But that's the idea. Or if you can't do the project, at least write down ideas you have. Like you write down the idea, for instance, I'm going to take an old art journal page and turn it into some bookmarks or whatever, or turn it into some ATCs, or turn them into a card. I'm just giving you examples. So y'all know I take, let me grab these. I'll take other older paintings, older, what do you call it? Sketchbook or art journal pages and turn them into something else. So I'll take a bigger piece and I'll cut it down. And these are ones I'm still working on, but I'll cut them down and turn them into a smaller piece. You can turn them into art cards, turn them into ATCs, take something old that you have, some creative art thing, or at least make a list of things you'd like to try to do that with. At least write down the ideas. If you don't get to the project, okay, but at least write down the ideas in your society of idea collector book. Write it down so that you have it, right? So let's see. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for supporting the channel. I appreciate that. I'm still writing them down. It's just out of habit. I can't help it. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. And all of you guys that support me on PayPal tip jar, thank you as well. It's if I don't have an email, or sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, be able to click your email and thank you personally. Otherwise, I don't have a way to really thank you on PayPal, but I do appreciate you, and I have been sending out prints to everybody that supports me here and or on PayPal. But again, I'm taking 2 months off from doing prints just so I don't have to think about it over the summer, so I can have concentrate on some family things. Okay, let's see. Trisha says, I'm currently renovating an old cupboard with chalk paint and glass bead stencils. Oh, that ought to be cool to see. Make sure you take pictures, Trisha. That's a project. Renovating an old cupboard, glass bead stenciling. Take pictures for us. Did you take a before picture? Trisha, did you take before you started on it? I know, right, Tori? Doesn't that sound cool? So did you take pictures? She said she will do, but I hope you took a before. First time trying. I'll put a before and after picture. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, do. That's exciting. That's exciting. So that is your Wednesday weekly idea is to either write down, make some list of things you'd like to do, take an old project and turn it into a new project, or it can be anything that occurs to you. There's no rule in this, guys. I mean, if you want to take a water bottle, take a water and recycle it into painting and make it into something. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just the idea of trying. Okay. You do have the before picture? Okay, good. So, hi, Afro Sensible Sister. Anybody else I missed? Okay, so that is your weekly idea. It's kind of simple, but it can be as complicated as you want to make it, depending on what you're going to do with it. All right, so let's see. Let's start with this one. I'll continue on through the book. I won't look ahead. We'll do, and I do have some wax paper here. I'm going to need another piece. You do want to put some wax paper. If you plan on going over that to the edge, you want to put some wax paper so that you don't glue your pages together, because that'll happen. If you get paint on the edges, you can glue your pages together. So let's see. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little more. I think that'll be good. There we go. Let's brighten it up just a little. Brighten. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. All right. So let's just pick some stencils here. I just grabbed a stack, and I don't know what color paints. I got some. Couple of little trays here. Actually, I'll go ahead and use these. I could get out one of my bigger palettes. Juanita sent me a couple palettes too that I've been using. So I got this too. So just anything that you can use to throw some paint on and dab it up. Now, with stencils, should I get my teacher voice on? Hi, Devin. Should I get my teacher voice on? When you stencil, just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. You want to have either a makeup wedge or some kind of round, any kind of sponge thing, any kind. I have a bunch of them here. And but what you want to do is you want to make sure you stencil with a dry sponge. And I know a lot of people lately have been kind of stencil. I don't know. I'm not going to use these except for some ink, but I do have these to use for if I want to stencil with ink. These makeup brushes that have been, you get them at the Dollar Tree anymore. But if I'm going to use ink and stencil, then I would probably do something like this, or the little Tim Holtz little, where's it at here? I have one sitting here. If I'm going to use any inks, let me just grab one here. If I was going to use ink and stencil, you could use your little sponge applicator, you can use this, or you can use something like this with ink. I wasn't going to use ink today. Now, maybe I will. We'll set aside and see. I kind of wanted to use paint. Now, the only thing about using inks, though, like you want to make sure, like the archival one is, I'm sure you can make any inks run if you add water to them, right? But the thing about using inks is that you have to be careful what kind of ink you use, because if you go back in with acrylic paint later, which you may want it to smear, you can smear that ink. It can reactivate, right? If it's a water-based, you can reactivate that ink and it'll move, which you may want it to, but just saying you have to be aware of that. Whereas with acrylic paints, let's see, let's go with a little blue and maybe a little lime green, these two colors here. Or you can use a completely contrasting color. I'm just kind of picking what I feel like. Hi, Kimberly. All right, so I'm going to put out a little bit, and all this paint here is dry, so you can put acrylic paint on top of acrylic paint if it's dry. So the thing, though, is with using sponges is you want to make sure that they're dry. Once you use a color, you can always, kind of tap off the excess color and go into another color and, and keep using it. especially if you're doing a page like this where you're going to kind of combine two colors. But then when you rinse this out or wash it out, you have to wait. You just get you a fresh one. You don't want to use a damp sponge. If it's damp, when you stencil, it's gonna go under, right? It's gonna go under. There's Janet. We were wondering about you, girl. You okay? Did you just sleep in? Or did Robert not get that iced coffee to you until just now? And you didn't think it was safe to come back to come in until you had your iced coffee. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. You probably didn't feel safe coming in until you had your iced coffee. Oh my goodness. Is it week 9, Picolas? Did I have the weeks wrong? I probably did. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So Picola, it doesn't, I could have the weeks wrong. I could have had, but anyway, you take an old journal page, art project, sewing, craft project, or something else, and create, transform, recycle into something new. See, I'm going to have to go back and write that down because that's exactly what I want to say. And Picola said it perfectly. Thanks, little Snapdragon. So I hope you're all right, Janet. It's not too often that you're late, or you're not here. So I hope everything's okay and hope you have your iced coffee. So we're doing just stenciling in art journals today. Yeah, it's nothing too. And I think I'm gonna have to run out, guys, and pay my. Let me take a quick break. Let me do a BRB before I get crack-a-lacking and get paint all over my hands. Let me go take care of my. And we'll be listening to it. I won't hear it, but hang on. I'll be right back. Hang on, guys. I forgot something. Be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, but I like to get him paid and give him a bottle of water before he gets too far in it, because then he's hard to catch. So, all right. Sip of juice here. All right. So, is Janet okay? Let's scroll back. I don't know what she said. Oh, you just overslept? Okay, well, I'm glad you're all right then, Janet. I gotta catch my breath now. Okay, so Tina says, I bought these ink blender pads. They're attached to a handle kind of thing. Yeah, this is what you're talking about, Tina? Yeah, with ink. Now, you could probably use these with some, but why use these for ink when you can just use like a makeup wedge, right? This one needs to be trimmed off. Save these for your ink. Yeah. Well, I think that's what you said. Okay. All right. So I gotta catch my breath, guys. Oh, so the thing is like this one didn't really wash it that well, so it's a little crusty feeling. It's not. It's just not as pliable as these. So what you can do is you can take your scissors and trim off the end and flatten these back out. They'll open back up, and then you can still keep using them, right? But do that when they're dry. That's what you're talking about, Tina? Okay, yeah. All right, so now I have this blue and green, so let's just see what stencil do I want to pick. Maybe these flowers. I kind of like these flowers. So I'm going to get one of my sponges here. Now what I'm going to do is when I stencil, I don't, except for that first page that I showed you right here, where I wanted it to be like a circle your planet. This is the same stencil as that. I think I'll get a different one. I don't really stencil like the whole stencil, like a square. I don't go end to end with the stencil. I'll go, just use some here and there. I'm just kind of looking through here which one I want. I like this big flower. Could do that. Well, I got that big flower. Let's see. Let's just go with this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pick up a little green and blue, and maybe I'll go back in with a little more green, a little more blue, but I've got both those colors. And I'm just going to kind of make my way around. And again, I have wax paper, so I don't stick my pages together. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. And hi, Rain. And make sure you have live chat selected over the chat. Otherwise, you won't see all the chat if you have top chat selected. So I'm going to kind of, I don't really want it pretty even. I want it a little off. So there's some of the yellow. Maybe I'll get a little bit more of the blue. So you can do a couple colors. Now, if you keep patting too much, you're going to just get, you're going to get one color, right? But if you just kind of go, now get a little more green. If you just kind of just tap it gently like this, maybe a little more blue, a little more blue over here. So you see what I mean? See what I'm talking about? You know what I mean, Vern? So, and then this is a bright, what do you call, let me get a baby wipe, a lime green. So it kind of looks, goes well with that yellow. So let's keep rolling. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure. I'm tapping gently. I'm going to pick up a little more green. So you kind of see how it's coming together. Don't get too patty. All right, so let's just kind of go around this bike a little here. A little blue. A little blue up there. So as you can see, I'm not trying to keep a definitive pattern like a wallpaper would be, where it's all, whoops, I got a little bit too much there. We'll see what happens. Like a wallpaper would be, like the patterns would be all perfectly straight and everything, right? So I'm going to put another little blue flower over that because I kind of got it a little thick there. So just kind of, and unlike Janet, I do not wash my stencils. Now, if I use ink, if you use ink on your stencils, you're going to want to wash them because that will reactivate. But the acrylic paint, once it's dry, is not going to reactivate. So if you use ink, you do need to rinse your stencils out because they will reactivate, right? Any questions or anything? Dee makes, well, it's not too hard, Paul. And, when you do it for a lot of years or a lot of times, So, you know, everything takes a little practice. But you see how now we have a nice cohesive background, and then I can go from here. And if you are a writer journaler, I don't recommend writing on top of this. Most pens and markers will probably get ruined with acrylic paint, but you can write on another paper, like, you know, say some tea dye paper or whatever kind of journaling paper you like, and write on that and cut it up, and then glue that on here. It can be a strip, it can be a quote, it can be whatever you want, you know. It can be whatever you want. But I wouldn't recommend trying to write over the top of acrylic paint. It's just going to be, hi Jane. So I'm going to get a little bit of green right in here and right in there. You can kind of look over and just pick a little spot where you might need to, you know, continue a little design somewhere. So it's chill. It's very chill. I just keep a lot of baby wipes handy to keep my hands. Hi, Fernando. Good to see you. Thank you, Tina. All right, so now I'm going to take my heat gun and dry it real quick because we can make it quicker. So, well, I think I'll do it. I will do a sample for you. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put this. This is wet. So I'm going to set over here. I still want to try to use up this green and blue. So I'm not going to wash my sponge yet. I'm going to try to find a page where I can use these colors. But let's just say, you know, I got these markers. I showed them to you on Monday. And someone did say, oh, it comes with some stickers. It comes with some stickers for you to put on the edges. Let me move this up. It comes with stickers you can put on the tips of the pens. You know, these right here. But I'm going to be honest with you. I am not going to put these on here. I'm not going to do it. For one, I know me. They're going to end up getting wet, and they're going to start falling off or wrinkling. And that's going to bother me more than having the numbers. I have them all in order now. They weren't in order when I got these. And I showed these on Monday. They're the, how do you say it here? Walla. And they're water-based brush markers, and I did show them on Monday a little bit. Yeah, so the stickers did come in there with them, Tina, with the, you know, a swatch chart for you to swatch, and then their swatch chart, all that came in there. But they didn't come in order. I don't know if I should ask Gary, did yours come in order? I think he showed it. It looked like his were all in order. I had to take all these out and put them in order. And it took me an hour. I'm not going to lie. It took some time to get all these out and put back in order, right? But anyway, I'm trying to say all that to, let's get out a, maybe a light teal color. Let me just do a little test. Let me get a little scrap paper here. Well, I'm going to need some paper anyway. Get out some paper. And this is just copy paper with punched rings. Let's see, do I like that? I think I kind of like that color. So here's what I'm thinking. Let me set this aside over here. Let's move this journal so I have some space. What I was thinking is writing, put that up there, like writing a quote or something. Hang on, I got to answer this. Okay. All right, so let's move this out of the way. And so I'm thinking, like, you know, let's just say the Bluebird of Happiness. I just want to do a sample. So I'll just, and this is why I bought these pens, was for brush lettering. Now it's going to be kind of big, but we'll see how this goes. All right, I'll try to write a little small. So, and I'm just freehanding it. So what I'm going to do is, just to give you an example. And I know this is a parrot. Don't anybody email me. That's not a bluebird. It's a parrot. Gotta love YouTube. You just gotta love YouTube, guys. All right, now then I'll put I'm going to make a space because I'm going to cut these out, right? And if you don't like that, well, I'm not sure I like that. So then see, this is a nice thing about doing it on a piece of paper, right? You can read. You don't. You're not committed to this on the page. Let's see here. I don't really like that H, so let's see. That's too big. It's not the best, but I'm going to roll with this one. Okay. All right, so let's put that one back in its slot. And then what I'll do is I'll take some scissors and just cut these out. Leave a little bit of a border, and then I can ink the edges. It's not even, really. Let's kind of make it a little evener. All right, let's see. A little thinner. Hi, Judio. Again, I would take more time if I was actually going to, wanting to make this a nice journal page. But I just want to show you how you can use, just take some paper and some marker. It doesn't have to even be big. It can be smaller. It could be one big word. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'll take some of the paint here and maybe some of the green and just kind of go around the edges. Or you could get a separate ink. You could get ink. I think I'm going to just do it with my finger. I think I can have more control like that because I want it kind of rough. And so you can make any words or quotes or anything you want. It doesn't have to be on copy paper. It can be on cardstock or a color paper or tea-dyed paper. It can be on notebook paper or whatever, old vintage. I could have done this on vintage book paper, Maybe I should do that to show you. So, although most of the stuff that we do here, you've probably seen at some point over the, we've been here almost 11 years. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the stuff, all over YouTube and stuff. I didn't invent edging your lettering. So, I'll describe all this under a bridge. Okay, I'm not sure why Janet's under the bridge. Maybe she's looking for her iced coffee. Hi, Kathy Arbor. I'm not sure if Janet is looking for her iced coffee under a bridge. Or maybe she's talking about trolls. I don't know. So this is just really simple to do, guys. There's probably, and when I said sometimes there's hundreds of something, in the case of art journaling, trust me, there's thousands of videos. Okay. So if you like art journaling and look, also guys, go look up sketchbook tours. Sketchbook tours are so fun. I love seeing young artists, old artists, experienced artists, new artists doing their sketchbook tours. I just love them all. I love them all. Let me move that to the side. This is still wet, but I want to just kind of show you, you can do a bird of happiness. So I just wanted to give you the idea. This isn't really what I want in here. So but I want to show you an idea, right? You can make this smaller so it's not so like bold, but you might like it that way, right? You might do it here, maybe up here. No, I like it down here. So just, just showing you some options, right? You can edge your edges here. So there you go, just so you can kind of see that. Let me set this aside because they're still wet. I haven't hit those with the heat gun. All right, let's see. What else? All right, is this pretty dry? All right, so there's just using some stencil backgrounds. Again, it's all very simple day. All right, so let's move on. Let's see if, you know what? Let me peek. I'm going to peek. Actually, this page could use those same colors. This page could use those same colors right there. So I usually don't put the same color back to back, but it's going to work. It's going to be good. So let's just, and then here's the next one that I've already added stencil to. So you see how you can just, again, it starts out with just like this. Oh, maybe I'll just jump over to this one. This one's good. Let's jump over to this one. So they're not back to back. Okay, Blue Hat is trying not to get run over by the bike. Yeah, Devin. And Devin put up a video, I think yesterday too. I think she did like a random, glue booking video. All right, so let's see here what I'm going to do. I like the leaves. I like this dangly thing, so maybe I'll get something more geometric. So let's move these round ones and kind of go through some of these geometric type shape ones. Let's see. Kind of big. I want something a little smaller here. Try to keep it here on camera. Kind of like that. It's an option. Again, you can get these stencils real inexpensively on Amazon. Probably can get some similar at the dollar stores and stuff like that too. So, hi Beverly. I'm looking for Beverly C. Beverly C needs to give me her address if she wants the last month's print was returned to me. Beverly, I need your address again. I double checked and it was the right address that I had. So I like that one too. One of those two maybe. You just kind of take your time and look through them. I always hurry more on stream because, it's a stream. But, if you're bored with a certain time of, if we get to chatting or we're using the heat gun, just use this little, under the video, there's a little bar. You can just slide it and move right on through anything you don't want to see. So don't email me. All right. So I think I'll go with one of these. Let's see. Oh, I kind of like that one too. Kind of like that one. I just like the way this is kind of dangly. So this kind of has that vibe too. I'll probably go with that one. All right. Let's see what happens. Bye, Becky. Thanks for stopping in. All right. So let's just use up the rest of this green and blue. All right. So let's see here. So I'm going to start kind of on the edges. And sometimes if you want your edges to kind of really disappear where you've torn it, really disappear completely, you're either going to have to, use a couple of colors to really match that, or use a couple of different, layers. But the other option is when you're done with this, you can go in here with paint. I'll probably do that too. So let's go ahead and do some blue and some green. And you can paint in there. You can, and actually I should have done that first, I think. Because that was my formula for y'all today, was to paint first. So let's go ahead and do that, because I gave y'all a formula this morning. Not that you have to follow it, but I did give you a formula to paint next and then do the stencil. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's see. Let me get a couple greens. Hang on. And you don't have to do that. You can, after you do this, if you stencil on top of, like, without having the background painted, you can go back in, and let me get a brush. either with a lot of people like to use gesso or just white acrylic paint, or go back in and start painting. You can paint some of it, right? If you've already wanted to do the stenciling first, but because I told y'all I was going to paint first, then I guess I should go ahead and do that, right? I should go ahead and do what I said I was going to do. So let's do this and maybe another darker green. Let's see here. A little bit, maybe like almost like a grass green. That's too dark. Let's see. Or maybe, yeah, this little kind of olive green one will be good. So let's see here, and I'm probably going to need a little bit more lime green now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do the painting again over first, and then we'll go back and do the stenciling because that's what I said I was going to do. Sorry, guys. All right. So again, I kind of just, I'll kind of mix unless it starts getting muddy, and then I have a baby wipe. I usually just get the excess paint off and then just keep going. So you can do it either way. You can stencil and, you can go back and forth, actually. You can go back and forth, but might want to let some layers dry. So have any questions or anything? Are y'all anybody working along, playing along? Oh, I know when gesso will be gritty. I don't like gritty gesso either. I like, well, if you're not sure, you want to do a little test or look up some reviews, sister. But I like this, and I don't even know if it's sold anymore. I use white paint too, guys. I mean, I'm not a gesso kind of gal. I'll just use white acrylic paint. The gesso is, especially the heavy gesso, is a little thicker. This is the Finnabair Art Basics. I don't know if you can still buy this anymore, but this is smooth as butter. So if anybody here knows of any other smooth gessos, because I don't like the gritty ones either. I will throw them away. Well, I just won't buy them because, I'll make sure that they're not gritty. But I have that, and that's plenty. That'll probably last me for who knows how long because I don't use it that much. I don't use gesso that much. I just use acrylic white paint. Jane. Hi, Shelley. Patricia. So if anybody here wants to recommend some gessos that are not gritty, go ahead. Because I'm with you. I don't like gritty. Some people like the gritty kind. Actually, it's funny that some people actually like the gritty kind. I just don't. All right, so I'm just going to, and I'm putting this paint on pretty thick, especially the lime green, because the lime green is extra translucent, and it's a little harder to cover things. But just so you can do this. And I don't have any gesso on the backgrounds of any of this. It's just the acrylic paint, and that's a little, got a glare there. Let's put a paint bottle under there or something. There we go. All right, so maybe a little blue. And I have some pen marks under there, and if you scribble on a page, you won't feel like it's so precious. Okay, I'm going to clean out some of that excess, get a little fresh here. I can see where gritty gesso would make something interesting. Texture, yeah. I mean, it has its uses, but for what I do, I just don't like texture, so. So see, I'm just kind of blending in the image. Might have to let it dry and put another coat, especially some of the thinner paints like red, the more translucent colors like red, lime green. There's a few colors that are more translucent and you might need 2 coats. So I'm just going to try to kind of blend all this in with the images that are on there. Isn't that kind of cool? Are all gesso colors? No, these aren't gesso, Beverly. These are acrylic paints. These are just craft paints. Just craft paints. All right, so. All righty. The other thing I want to say is when you're gluing down your images, you know, most of the time when I'm working in these kind of art journals like this, unless I'm going to do a full-on collage, they're probably just glued down with a glue stick. Some of them may be, matte medium, but you know, you also, if it's a small image, you're probably going to be fine to get away with your image not wrinkling with the glue stick. But if it's going to be a big image, it's going to cover a page, it's probably going to wrinkle. So you probably need to use your matte. I like to use golden matte medium to make sure that it's adhered really well and mashed down. Even with the glue stick, you probably want to mash down with a card whenever you glue anything down. Let me see. You want to make sure it's like mashed down with the card so that you don't get wrinkles. Just saying. Oh, good. Okay, well, thanks for popping in, Riri. Hello, Alice. Anybody else? Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to get me a fresh baby wipe and I'm going to clean. Now I'm going to rinse my brush out and get it clean. Some of this stuff out of the way. Just so. Markers. Let me make some room. You'd think my desk had a lot of space, but it really doesn't. Oops, sorry guys, I bumped the camera. Don't email me. Okay. I kid some of the people that are in the background sometimes. You see, you don't see all the comments I get, but really like your choice of colors. Oh, thanks, Julie. All right, let me get some fresh baby wipes. All right. So again, this same sponge I've been using for these 2 pages, it's not been dipped in water. It's no water in this sponge because that will creep everything up underneath. All right, let's dry this. Then we'll add stenciling. I might add white. Or put some white in the lime green and make it real light. Or put white in both the colors. Okay, so I'm going to put just a tiny, I think I got enough blue. Man, I need a little bit more lime green. And then I'm going to add white and make some light lime. And hi, Faithfulness. I'm so used to Dee Dee making galaxies and stuff. What I am doing today, Faithfulness, is I'm showing how you can use stencils. So that's dry now, so I'll flip here. So I did start out with the galaxy. I'm not, but just show you how you can use images. And again, this needs to be painted in. I can play with it. I can add it. I never worry about that stuff. I just move around, see what I like. So we did this one a second ago, where it was I had this one painted white. The background was painted. It was just painted white. So it was painted white. And then we added the stencil on top, and we're going to do this one too. So here again, stencil. And so these are the ones that I have ready to add something to. This one I started. A little bit of stencil, a little bit of white acrylic paint to soften it. And again, this is where you can, now this doesn't match, but you can add a big word. I would not recommend writing, actual writing with a pen, unless it's a big ballpoint or something, and then that can smear. Not writing on your pages, but writing on other, pieces of paper and then gluing those in. So, all right, so here we are here. So let's see. I am going to take, just with the same sponge here, and I'm going to just put a little bit of that blue in the white. So it's going to, you could do this with a brush too, but okay. So I'll put a little bit of that blue so it's a real light blue. And I'm going to do the same thing with the yellow, the green in just a minute. So let's see here where I want to go with this. Let's see. All right. Put a little down here. Maybe a little more going up. Nope, I kind of messed that up. Let's redo that one. You got to make sure your stencil doesn't jump too much, because then you'll be getting the paint underneath, right? Yeah, you can write with your Poscas on. You can write with your Poscas on, because that's acrylic paint too. It depends on your color, whether you want to write in black or white, or just test things out. Test things out, guys. But I can definitely tell you do not want to use. Don't use alcohol markers or your expensive Copics. Do not put that on acrylic paint. Let me get a sip of my juice. All right, let's see. Let's put a little bit down. Maybe just a little right here. Let's put some over here. Yeah, don't use your Copics. Hi, Abigail. All righty. So is anybody doing anything this weekend? Family stuff? Jan will be hiding out. Keep away from the tourist. Y'all have any weekend plans for the long? Oh, if you're in the States, it's a long weekend. So. So you can see the paint goes a long way. I'm not putting it on, thick. It's just gently tapping, so you get a nice, just get a little nice image on there. All right, so now I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to tap off the excess here, the excess paint, so I can just pick up the lime green and the white. I don't want to get this wet. I don't want to dip this in water yet, because then you're going to have a mushy sponge that's going to go up underneath the stencil. Oh, tomorrow's your Canada Day and a long weekend. If you booked off the Friday. Okay, Jane, thank you. I did not know that. Thank you. A little thick right there. I think it needs a little bit more lime in there, lime green. I'm just picking random sections of the stencil. Okay. Yeah, Janet. I'm just kind of going around picking the little areas. Bye, Julia. Thanks for stopping in. kind of just a chill day, just doing a little stenciling and playing in the art journals. In the fall, I'll start, with Inktober and coloring in Cute and Creepy. So we got fall plans. So hopefully we will be doing some other things after it cools down a little. So put a little here. I think I'll extend that all the way up. All right, let's say, Missy, did you use a stencil for the blue leaves? No, the blue leaves, these are things that are glued down. Like cutouts and images like this. Okay, then painted the background. And then now we're stenciling on top of the painted background. But I'm kind of liking right about there. Maybe just a little more right up in here. So let's see. Hey, Bootsy. I know I'm probably missing people coming in. Thanks, everybody, for being there. So I think I'm going to stop on this now. And let me dry it. Again, put wax paper so you don't stick your pages together when you stencil off the edge. Oh, thanks, Ashley. And for some reason, Ashley, I just found your YouTube channel. I've been following you on Instagram for a year. You too. I just found out you had you just had a YouTube channel because you posted some color book page or something. And I go, does she have a YouTube channel? And then the link was in the profile. So I followed you. I just didn't even know you had a channel, Ashley. Okay, I think that's dry. All right, so move the wax paper. So we got that. So I'm just going to now I think I want to move on from the blue and the green. So I am going to go ahead and put this, well, maybe I can use the sponge again with it, depending on the color. Because once you get the sponge wet, you don't want to use it. So if I drop it in the science experiment, as Janet calls it, and get some of the excess paint off. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, yes. So, yeah, thanks, Ashley. All right, so let's see. Oh, let me just go ahead and flip through the book so you can just see all the things. Here's the one where I put some stencil down. And so they're just different images that I like. So this is my version of a glue book. I glue things down that I like. Of course, I showed y'all earlier. If you weren't here earlier, I did a flip of 2 or 3 other art journals, just kind of quickly showing you different versions of what you can do, Again, here, this is all one of these, this is the stencil right here. So I just moved it, or the thing went this way. Yeah. So I put it here and then here and here, and I just kind of moved it down. So you can see, you can do a lot of things with stencils. They're really good. Let's see, who else? Claudia. So, a lot of these are like the, what do you call it? Either a flow book or a Daphne's Diary kind of thing. This is some flow paper, those little cactuses. So, just whatever. But if you put some color down like this, then it's probably best if you paint the background and then stencil over it, because you'll just get a better image. Some of the things that I do, I will, if I do it on white, because I know I'm going to go back in and blend, like this one. Let me find that one. Like this one. So here you can put the stencil and then go back in, look, with the white paint and soften it. So you can do it both ways. It's just, depending on the look you want to have. So, yeah. Let's maybe do this one. Let's do some forest green. And so right now I can move this out of here. Well, that's kind of the green I want, actually, kind of a foresty green. So let's put some kind of forest green down and some yellow ochre. I think this one's almost out. Let's see here. Might get enough out. There we go. So let's do that. All right, so now I'm going to put paper, some wax paper, and I'm going to paint the background. You can add more than this too. I mean, these are just the images that I started with. You can keep adding to this, you know. You can, it doesn't have to just be one thing. It can be a lot of things. All right, let's see. Where's my brush that I just had? I cleaned it, so what do I do with it? Here we go. Make sure it's pretty dry. All right, so I'm going to just start with, I think I need a little bit darker too. Maybe I need a little bit more, a little bit more gray or just a little bit of black, just a little bit to darken it, just a little bit more in areas. And this one I think is almost done too. Okay. Right, so you can see the colors right there. All right, so I'm going to get the black and the green. And I'm just going to start. Again, I've waxed paper here, so I'm not going to stick my pages together. So I think I'll start by going all the way around the edges, then I don't have to worry about it. I was just trying to show y'all some simple stenciling things you can do. And because we have all these stencils, we need to use them. I'm not cleaning out my brush in between. I'm just picking up black and green. And another thing you can do is, let me add some more here and I'll show you. If you get your paint on there kind of quick, you can take your baby wipe and use it as a blender. So blend some in and go back around too. And some colors, are more conducive to moving than others, and depends on how thick you put it on. Maybe I just want a little bit showing of the leaves, because I'm going to go in here with the yellow ochre with some kind of leaf image. All right, so there we go. Now let's go back in here, maybe around these leaves here. I'm going to paint it in. Because now you have like a backgroundy, foresty looking thing that you can do on top of, which is what we want to do because we're stenciling. So, there we go. One here. One there. Okay, that's pretty good. Hi, Sylvie. Hello, Chef Nation. All right, so now let me go ahead and dry this. Clean my brush. All right, well, that's setting up for a minute. Let's look through. Kind of want some kind of, these are a lot of geometrics, and these are more florals. The round ones are kind of florals. Let's see. So let's just kind of pick through again. You just got to kind of go back through them and see which one you're going to like. I do like that one, though. Kind of has an Egyptian vibe. I like that one. Hi, Ashley. Other Ashley. We have our two Ashleys here. Thank you, Pacola. Here's the idea for the old, taking something old. That was this week's weekly idea. And Pacola succinctly put it into take an old journal page, art project, sewing craft project, or something else old and create, transform, recycle it into something new. That was this week's. And again, if you don't have time or can't do, or you come up with ideas of something you would like to do, or the idea goes, oh, I'd like to do so-and-so with this or that, but I don't have this or that. Well, write it down. At least write it down so that you have the idea written down, because it's the Society of Idea Collectors. You collect the ideas. Okay, let's see. All right, so now let's see if I can kind of just get any excess off of this. And because I want to get into the yellow ochre. So I can kind of supersede the green that's on there. All right, so let's see what I want to do here. Let's just kind of start over here. And again, I'm not trying to go edge to edge. I kind of like to skip around. Now, you're going to have to be a little more thoughtful when you have a geometric pattern like this. And do you want them all straight up and down? Do you not care? Do you want to just do edge to edge with a couple of the images? Do you know what I mean? So that you will have to kind of think about it a little bit more. I think I just want one right here. And if you get some paint somewhere you don't really want it, you can go back and paint over it. Or while it's wet, you can wipe it off. Just saying. I'm not trying to be too picky here today. So let's do a couple down here. I'm just kind of skipping around. Flowers, leaves, and flowy designs are easier just to, incorporate into a whole page. If you have a pattern like this, you might want to, be a little more thoughtful. Maybe put one there, a couple over here. So how many of y'all love working with stencils? I know there's some of y'all that really love working with stencils. And of course, got the ditch in the middle there. So got to kind of think about the middle of the book. Sylvie says, I love stencils. So I'm really just kind of working with the four shapes in the middle here. And thanks to all the lurkers that are hanging around. I want to make sure I read out of our idea book here in a little bit. Go over off the edge over here, I think. Maybe one down here. I'll buy everything. Well, make sure you use it too, sister. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make sure we're using our stuff. Okay, something like that. I kind of like that. Now, maybe I'll want maybe a different stencil or a different, maybe some circles. I do love using the little stamping circles. So let's try this real quick so I'm not smearing it. Or if you have your foamy stamps, if you have foamies or other kind of stamps, you want to do something in between. I'm just thinking maybe some, first off, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to get my brush back out and I'm going to put some, I'm going to kind of blend in some of the yellow ochre inside here. Just barely, picking up just a teeny bit, just to kind of get some of that white to be kind of a yellow ochre in there. And again, take your baby wipe and you can move things around with that. Just to have a little bit more in there, but still have it kind of bright in there. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I don't know what Janet was saying to Picole. She will be streaming. I plan on streaming on the 4th, which is a Monday, because if we do anything this weekend with the family, it will be Saturday or Sunday, that kind of thing. But depending on, again, we have family things going on. We have to move Boo to Florida. We have things going on. That's why I said, if y'all missed it, I'm going to not do prints. I'm not going to do giveaway prints for the next 2 months. I already sent out anybody that supported the channel in June. Your prints all went out yesterday. And except for a couple people, I had to get their address. Those will go out tomorrow. So what was I going to say? So yeah, I won't be doing the print giveaway for the next couple of months. So kind of have my summer free from any obligations to that, because I would rather not do it than have it be late or anything like that. So we're just going to have a couple months off. And yeah. All right. So I think I can move this now. And I'm going to decide, what do I want in here? I think I'll just do where's one of my little, I got one of these little, did I put it with my stamps? Where did I put it? I have a little ring, like the inside of an old washi tape. And I kept one here so that I could, but now I don't know what I did with it. Not that I have to have that, but it's just that I had one sitting here. A little washi tape ring. Well, I can't find it. I'm just going to go ahead and use the, let's use the lid off of the paint. Okay, so let's move some of this out of the way. All right, so I'm going to dip my paint lid in the yellow ochre here. Maybe a little white in there, lighten it up just a little. And I'm twisting it so it's not too thick. You can get a couple. Yeah. I don't know about vacation, but yeah. It's just that I won't be able to be obligated to that this couple months. So. All right. Something like this. So you can just keep adding more designs. And again, guys, after you get all this done, you can add your words, you can add your stickers, your butterflies, your text, your quotes, whatever, is, what do I do with my baby wipe? Whatever is what's your purpose of that page. Or if you just want to play with it and do stenciling and designs, then that's fine too. Bye, Trisha. Thank you for being here. Back to work. Okay. So I just cleaned off the lid there so I can put it back on the paint without gluing it to the lid or to the jar. All right. So let's see. What do I want to do now? Let's dry. Again, I'm trying to concentrate on the stencils today. Okay, I think that might be dry. Okay, so that was just with one kind of leaf image in the back. Let me get a sip of water here. Thanks, Beverly. Yeah, it's all right. So again, let me find a couple pages where I've done something on this one. I kind of made some spots for some other stencil or some other designs here on top of the paint. Well, maybe we can do that. Where's that flower? Because that's what I wanted to do. This one. To add another color. So I put the pink on here, and now I can add another. Maybe, do I want white or cream? Yeah, or do I want? Thinking just white. So let me go ahead. I still got this sponge here. Again, if it gets too dried out, I can just cut it off, but I'm trying to not put it in water until I'm done with it. So I'm going to get another one to use just for white. Just some white paint. Without the yellow in there. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we'll like this. If you don't like it, you can just paint back over it. See? So I did these pink spots for the purpose of doing, I didn't know I was going to use white, but for the purpose of putting the flowers, another layer of flowers, so that there was a pink background. But the white flowers are looking good. That. A little bit more white. Yeah, I like those. Okay, let's turn it a little. And you can also make sure it's dry though, but you can flip your stencils over and have it, reverse the other way. But just make sure it's dry before you do that. Your stencil is dry before you do that. Otherwise, you'll just make a, smack down. Okay, a little bit more. Let's do it. Just do the center here. Let's turn it this way. Let's just do the little center here. And then let's do a couple right in here, maybe a half one. And then one down here. Something like that, maybe a little bit more in the middle. All right, so there we go. Oh, it needs one over here on the edge. All right. So there we go. Now let's dry it before we close the book on it or turn the page. All right. So the next one we did was this one. And again, maybe I should work on this to show you. So this had some black background paper or purple, dark purple. And you can blend that in too with the green and the purple. Well, let's just stick with stencils because that's what I said I was going to do. So we did this one a few minutes ago. Hi, Hedgie. So let's just keep flipping just so you can kind of see different. This one could be some pretty baby blue. I use the turquoise of Mingo. This could be some pretty baby blue. I'm just going to look through because the backgrounds, the backs, you should paint the backgrounds first if you want to really accentuate the stencils, even if it's white. Even if you paint it white so that your images are blended in, just even if it's white, because that will blend these edges or any other marks or doodles or anything you had on there. Okay. What is Christine asking? Can you cut the She must be doing some. Oh, you mean cut the stencils, Christine? CMP? Well, I wouldn't. I don't know. I guess you could. Some of them you probably could. You could probably cut. Some of the geometric ones if that's what you're asking. You could cut it in half. But the best way to use a stencil if you want just an area is just be either carefully use that section or just mask it off. If you don't want to use the whole stencil, you can mask off the areas that you don't want. So if you don't think you can do it carefully enough, so that's what we used to do in stamping. You could just mask off the areas that you don't want. Yeah, so okay. I think my guy's almost done out there. So I actually find it now, it'd probably be annoying if it was like all day long. But when, I hear mowing or, doing the, blowing off the weed, the, what do you call it? The driveway and stuff. It's kind of a relaxing ASMR to me. Now, again, I wouldn't want to listen to it all day long, but anyway. So, and then here's another one where you could add stamps, your foamy stamps, regular stamps. You could stamp on this or stamp it and write on other pieces of paper and then attach them, right? So here's this one. Let's see what else we have. Here's this one we just did. You could go back in here with a brush and paint more of these little leaf shapes if you wanted to. Go in and just do a few. And again, it's easy for me to go off on a rabbit trail. It's easy to go off on a rabbit trail of designs because, let's see, it's a little dark. Because I can I like to do it, but I might make it a little too purple. It might make it a little purple. Let's add a little more blue. Or you could, do stamping or anything, but you could add some like faded ones in the back. Start spacing them out. Oh, thanks, Deb. Just get in there with a few more. Just whatever looks good to you. Just doesn't have to be some. It can just be pretty to you. You can always take a picture of this, and if you do Digi, you could put it in your Digi and play with it in your Procreate. You can make this a background in Digi and then do text over it in even a simple program. You can do that. You know, like I don't know if it's. I think she still has updates. I don't know. I've had her for a long time, years. Y'all remember Rona? Let's see. I think it's Rona. Let me go. I'm looking for it on my phone. Yeah, it's Rona. Rona Designs. Let's see here. Do any of y'all have this on your apps? It's called Rona Design. She's been around forever, back from the scrapbooking days. But let me show you here what I'm going to do. I'll just give you an example. So I'm going to go ahead and just with my camera, I'm just going to take a picture of this apart. Just pick a part you like. Just pick a section you like. Like maybe I like it right, I don't want those bead thingies right in the middle. Maybe right like to the side. Okay, so I took a picture of that. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to my photos. So there's that picture. That's the section I took. Now here, I'm going to edit. All phones have some edits, or you can do it in Instagram. But you can do like, here's an auto that'll brighten it or clarify it. You can go through and change the strength of the color. You can move over. There's exposure, brilliance, highlights. Okay, are y'all seeing the changes? I hope. Shadows. Brightness. You can make it brighter or less bright. Look, let's turn it down a lot. We can go to saturation. Look how nice and blue you can make it. You can lighten it. You can brighten it. Okay, vibrance, and get over here to sharpness. You can make it sharper or you can make it softer. And then when you're done playing with, there's more. I just picked a few. Then just pick done. Okay, so now I've got that image. All right, everybody can do this if you have a phone. Hi, Diane. Okay, so now I've got this image right here, which you can either print out and just use it, but I want to show you. Now, this is a little flashed out there. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a little flashed out with the lighting. Let me maybe turn down the brightness just a little because I'd rather have the show a little on the bright side. So, okay. So now I've darkened it, brightened it, and all that. So now what I'm going to do, see if I remember how to do this. I haven't done it in a little bit of time. All right, so now I'm going to go back over to Rona Design app, and there's other apps that do this too. I could show you the same thing in Procreate. If you like using the Procreate app on your iPad, you can do the same thing. All right, so now I'm going to go down here to my pictures. All right, now I'm going to let it select more photos. Hang on, I'm going to go ahead and pick the picture. All right. So... wait, it didn't go through. Maybe I didn't finish the picture editing. Let's make sure I finished the picture editing. Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. So let me go over there and bring the picture into the... Okay. So now I'm going to select my picture. My most recent one comes up right here. So I'm going to pick that. I'm going to pick that picture. All right. So now it's in the Rona app, right? Are y'all still, I don't know if this is anything that anybody cares about, but hi, Gary. Okay, so now it's in the Rona app. Again, you can bring it into Procreate. You could do whatever. All right, now I'm going to say, okay, I like that. Now there's a text, and she has all kinds of little, dingbats, if you will. She has all kinds of little images. She has Christmas, Halloween. She has words. She has text. She has all kinds of things. But I'm not going to do that because I want to go into text. So that's the images, and there you buy them individually, or you buy packs. Like you can buy the Halloween pack. You can buy a Christmas pack. You can buy all different kinds of packs, right? But I'm going to go with the T for the text. Okay, so now the same thing, you can buy different packs of fonts. All right, so I'm just going to pick a random one here. Let's pick this one. All right, so now you come down here, and this is her app. Every app's a little different, but I'm just saying there's tons of things like this out there. All right, so I'm going to go down here, and if I like that one, I like this one, and you can make them as big or as little as you want. Let's get something where y'all are going to be able to see it. All right, that one looks pretty good. All right, now you double tap on it, and I'm going to say thanks, Fibs, and I'll capitalize it because it's friends in the box. Thanks, Fibs. Did I get it or did I put Fubs? I put Fubs. Okay, let's go back. Thanks, Fibs. Let's see, I want to capitalize it. Fib. S. Okay, so I did thanks fibs. Oh, sorry, I got off screen there. Okay, so now I'm going to go up here, and there's a little yellow dot there that you can drag and make it as big as you want. Let's just do it aside. We can do sideways. You can turn it any way you want. Look, see? And you can make it as big or as small as you want. Okay, so there, I'm going to do thanks fibs. Let's move it up a little, right to there. All right, so now I'm done with that. So I'm going to tap on it, or I'm going to say I'm done. Now, if I want to add any other images, again, I can go over here to the little stars. There's these little candy canes, snowflakes, hearts. There's these other little flowers and snowflakes. You know, oops. I can pick, let's pick a snowflake there. See if it's going to show up. And you can change colors too. I'll put one there and I'll say done. Then I'll tap over here and do another one. Let's do a different snowflake. Oh, I changed. Sorry, I messed that up. But anyway. All right, so I can put a snowflake there. I don't really want that, but, you know. So let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, maybe we'll put it over here. Okay. You can make it bigger, smaller. Let's just put it right there. And it's kind of thin. So let me tap on a thicker something like that. There we go. Thanks, fibs. Let's move that up there. Like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm just messing around. All right, so now I'm going to say done. So now if that's all I want to do, now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, and you can either start over. I'm going to use the option of share. I'll just do a mid-resolution. So I'm going to share to my save image, which will save it into my photographs, right? It may sound complicated when you actually do it. Tell you it's not. All right, now I'm going to go over to my photos, back to my photos. All right, so here's the one that we started with, but I just worked on that other one, and now it's in my photos. See? So I just brought that over into I just saved it into my photos. So isn't that cool? So anyway, that's one of the things you can do with your backgrounds. You think, well, what can I do with my backgrounds? I love this background, but I don't know what to do with it. You know, I don't really want to cut it up and make it into a card. Well, if you have any kind of photo app like that, that's just Rona Designs. I think she's still around. I don't know. Because, you know, but if she isn't, just go to your phone apps, and you can do a lot of the same thing on Instagram, but Instagram tends to want to be just squares. But look for a free photo app that there'll usually be a free photo app, and look at the reviews. Look at which ones looks like it's going to be good. And then they usually have in-app purchases. So if you want some of the fancier fonts, or if you want the fancy snowflakes, or you want the fancy whatever, then you'll pay $1 or something, you know, for that. Okay. But it just makes it so nice to be able to have options to take take whatever you do and turn it into something. I mean, you know, even if it's just a thank you and you post this on Instagram, maybe I'll post this on Instagram to say thanks, Fibs. I don't know. Anyway, hi, Ruth. Good to see you. It's been a while. Good to see you, Ruth. There's this thing called reverse coloring, but the background would be cool for that idea. Yeah, the where they have the black backgrounds, Ruth. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Where they're already painted for you. So, but anyway, just so you know that you can use your images like that. Okay, so again, let's go to let's find another page we can do something on. I want it to be something that's kind of be, you know, it'll stand out for you, you know. So again, we did this one just a minute ago. This one would be good to add some gold. Like let me see, where's my gold? Let me get my gold Posca. Now, of course, it doesn't photograph. You know, gold won't, I mean, you'll see it here because of the shine, but gold doesn't really photograph. Print on fabric and make a small pillow. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. And that's why I said this week's homework, sorry, it's not homework. This week's weekly idea was to take something that's old or you're not using or you want to change, or recycle or upcycle and do something with it. And again, if you don't have time to actually do something with it, then write down what you would do with it. You know, I would take this and make this out of it. I'd sew this or, paint this, whatever you want to do. So I'm just putting some dots in here with my gold Posca. So that was our weekly idea to keep track of in our Society of Idea Collection. Remember, guys, if you're talking to me, put it in caps because I glance over at the chat. And if I don't see anything in caps, I still read some of the chat, but I know I miss a lot of it. I do try to go back and scrub through at the, later that night or the next day to see, especially if I've missed new people. I try to find out if they have a channel or whatever, new people that stop in and say, hi, I've been watching you or whatever. I do try to go and find new people. So, because I know I'm going to miss people in the chat. Yeah. Well, yeah, Gary, put it in large letters so I see it. And yeah, I already gave Gary Shipman, who's there. He's the one that enabled me to buy those markers that I showed you guys on Monday. And if you want to see, I wanted them mostly for brush lettering letters, like where we wrote down, like this. I did this with one of those markers. I wanted to use them for brush lettering because they're brushes, right? But Gary did some real nice paint overs. He took some of his prints and painted them out and used them like watercolors. And they look he did a really good job. So if y'all want to see the markers, either those markers or any water-based markers, you could do the same thing that he's doing, with them, adding some paint to them and stuff like that. But Gary did some awesome little paint over his own his own prints. All right, so let me go ahead and hit this with a heat gun real quick. You could do some little doodle or something inside those. All right, so let's just keep rolling here. I want to do a couple more stencils here. Let's see what we got. What we've done here, here. Some blank pages there that I haven't glued anything down to yet. I did 2 or 3 pages with that. I like that. Okay, so here's one where, if you stenciled on top of, even if I painted out white, I didn't paint around these edges, you can paint all that in. Paint it in. Play with your images. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and do this one. All right, so I'm going to put some wax paper behind, and I really like this one too. I like that one. I like this one. I like a lot of them, but you can always go back and forth. You don't like it today, you go back to it tomorrow and add something to it. Okay, so thanks, guys. All right, so let's see. I think I want a nice baby blue and some cream. All right, so I got a lot of green and stuff in this one, so I'm going to just grab another one that's dry. Plus, I have this one here too if I need it, and I think I'm going to, I can probably use this with a cream color. So my sponges that get, again, if you let them dry out, just clip them, just trim them, and you can still reuse them. All right, so I'm going to get some baby blue or some blue. It's a little too gray. What color blue do I want? Or I can just add some, maybe, no, I should go with another color of blue. Maybe some blue, and if I add some white to this one. That's too purple. Let's see. All right, this one. This one is Moody Blue. I think it's one of Deco Art's new colors, Moody Blue, but I'm going to add white to it. So let's go ahead and put that. And I'll probably need a little more because I'm going to do the whole background. So that. And then some white. Oh, okay. If you're not talking to me, though, don't put it in caps if you're not talking to me. Because I'll think you're talking to me, and then I'm going to try to chase the conversation down, and I won't know what you're talking about. So don't put it in caps if you're not talking to me. Okay, so let's see here. Let's move this out of the way. Let me get my brush. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get it as light as I want it there. There we go. So, and again, if you want to, extend the blending a lot easier, just take a baby wipe and you can blend with the baby wipe. It'll just blend right in. It's really easy to do. So I'm going to do this color, and then I think I'll do a cream color stencil. This is very vintagey looking image. And again, it's your art journal. If you want to do whatever you plan on doing with it, whether you're going to put quotes, notes, ideas, whatever you're going to do, make it fun for you. Play with the stuff so it's fun for you. It doesn't have to be for anybody else but you. Let's see. Patricia, I know, probably missing people. Thanks everybody for stopping in. I just thought we would do a little stenciling day because we have all these stencils that we all love and buy, and we need to use them. I like to mash in things with my fingers too, as y'all know. So again, I was asking everybody what they're doing over the long weekend. I guess Canada has Canada Day. Is that right, Ruth? If you're still here, Canada Day, or one of the other girls that's mentioned it. 4th of July here. But everybody stay safe and have some fun. All right, so there we go. So I'm going to kind of stop with that. Just kind of making it a little stripey like. Yeah, it does kind of look like a old bedroom, doesn't it? The old bedroom wallpaper. That's probably the intent that they put that in there for. I mean, like that, Okay, so now I'm going to put my brush in water, and let's go ahead and dry this. And, this is kind of just, simple, some collage, some stenciling. You can doodle, you can use your Poscas, or, I wouldn't use much else in writing, because Poscas are okay because they're acrylic, they're ink. They're paint in a pen. But don't use your Copics on acrylic paint or alcohol markers, okay? And if you want to see more extensive collage, I showed on Monday, I think about the last 30 minutes of Monday's show, I showed my collage posters. So if you want to see big collage, lots of, there's stenciling and painting and collaging and all kinds of things, go watch the last 30 minutes of Monday's show and you'll see big posters and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see. I was keeping it on low key today. Oh, well, that's nice of you, Kathleen. Kathleen stays home with their dog with the fireworks. I know. It's weird that my cats, if they hear fireworks, they go jump in the window to see what's going on. What's going on out there? They're not afraid of them, but then they're not outside either. They're, you know. So let's see. All right. I think I want something kind of, I don't know. I'm looking through all my stencils right over here, trying to kind of flip through and see what might attract me to this, you know, because it's got the stripes in it already. So I want something geometric, kind of like that. Let's go with this. Okay, so let's start with maybe some cream color, light cream, cream and white as a background. Let's see. Let me find one color I like. Let's go with this kind of a sand color. We'll go with a sand color and white. And then we might use some of that dark blue too. But I'm going to start with this. So I'm going to put, clean off this tip. There we go. Little dry spot there. And a little white. This one's almost empty. All right. So let's see. I think I'll use this sponge that has the white on it, white and pink on it. And I'll just make sure that it's not, you know, pink's not coming in there. But although I think it'd be okay. So I'm going to kind of mix this sand color and the white. Could use a little yellow too, I think. Maybe just a touch of yellow. Let's see, maybe like this color, which is kind of a creamy yellow. This one is banana cream. So let's use a little banana. I didn't shake that up well. Always make sure and shake up your paints. Okay, a little banana cream in there. Just give it a little bit of a yellower color. Sand color, yellow color, white. Let's see what that does. And which way do I want to do this? Do I want... It's too geometric in the middle. I think I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this one. Hang on. Let me look. I don't want it too geometric. It's got the stripes in the wallpaper. I'm just flipping through here, seeing what I like. Almost like dots. I don't think I have a dot one in here, though. I think I have a dot one in my case of stencils, but I don't think I have a dot one in here. Let me look. I want to... Because there's little white, you don't see them probably very well, but there's little white dots. I'd really like dots. Let me look. Let me look at my stencil case. These are all my new stencils that I pulled out here, but I have a stencil box. So let me let me find a stencil dot or this. Look at this. I forgot I had this one. Look at that. Oh no, let's see. I'll pull that too. But I want some dots, I think. I could just dot it with a dotted, you know, back of a paintbrush. But like this. Okay, that'll work. All right. Maybe we'll use a little of this. I don't know. We'll see. But I really want dots. All right, so I'm going to go with we're going with the dots. All right, so let's see. Are you asking me, Patricia, how long have I been a colorist? You mean like, oops, that's too, I need more white. I need more white. That's too creamy. I've used color pencils since I was a teenager. So I've always colored something. If you mean in adult coloring books, well, they have only been out for maybe what? How many years do you think adult color books have really been out? You know, but coloring my own designs, my own, you know, coloring with pencils, you know, 50 years. Should I say I've been coloring for 50 years? It's okay. This isn't as bright as I really want it to be. So I think I'll put a few of these on, and then I think I'm going to move on to the blue. Let's put a little bit right in here. And let's go ahead and extend this down to the bottom. You use your fancy tool you bought to make dots and then anything. Yeah, that's really tiny. I could do that though. I could use it. Yeah. That's real little. I was kind of hoping, I wanted something more this size. Let me get a little more yellow in there and tap that off. Okay, so let's put some right up in here. And if y'all want to see some of my color book pages, I have a color book playlist. I have a collage mixed media playlist. Just look at my playlist, and I'm sure you'll find something you like. We have like 1,000 videos now. I think there's like 1,000 3-hour or thereabouts videos, because I've been streaming first on Ustream and then on YouTube. It'll be 11 years in 11 years in November. Oh, well, I could do that too. Becky. I just kind of, I'm winging this as I go. Okay, so let's just put that maybe a little down here in this corner. All right, now what do I want to do? Do I want to add the dark blue? Something with the dark blue? Do I really want to add another kind of design? I'd probably want to test this one first. This is the one of the Finnabar. It looks like lace. Let me do it on a scrap paper first. Let's see. Let's see what happens with the dark blue. Make a dark blue lace. Let's see. Let's see what happens, okay? I don't remember what this stencil looks like. It's been a while since I've used it. So let's test it out. And again, some of these stencils probably will work better with ink, with a brush or your inking tool. As you can see, I've used it with paint before. But remember, if you use your stencils with ink, to make sure you clean your stencils. I don't clean them, but if you use certain inks, they're going to reconstitute, right? So you want to make sure that they're waterproof or not going to move. So there we go. Yeah, it's okay. It's not really what I want on here, I don't think. What do y'all think? Y'all think it's, what would that look like up here? Do you like that? Do you think that's because it looks kind of like lace. Well, that's the design it is lace. The other thing you can do is again, I'm kind of reminding you, you can use your foamy stamps. Unless, do I have one handy just to show you? I just have a few in this drawer right here. These are some of the foamy stamps. Like these are Patty Tolly Parrish from Art Foamies. So there's Art Foamies. I've got a few in here. Well, there's a nice little stripe. I mean, it would make a circle, but maybe I'll use that. We'll see. Although I'm trying to use stencils. I'm trying to use stencils. I know, Julie. I know, Julie. I know. I don't know how either. So you like that? Well, I was going to leave the dots too, but I was going to add some others. Maybe I'll use some of this. Let's just go for it. Let's just put some of this on here. If you don't like it, you can just paint over the whole thing. All right. Now, after I use this, I will have to go wash this. This is foam, and you don't want to leave paint on it because they'll get ruined. So you do have to wash these. Stencils, not so much. They're not going to ruin as much. I mean, I guess you could still ruin them, but foamy, your stamps, you do need to clean. All right, so let's see here. Do I want them going straight up and down? Let's see. I need some kind of a tick mark to know where the top is. Let's put a little mark there so I know which direction. So I know which direction to do so that's going straight up and down. All right, let's put a little more paint on that. All right, let's see here. And I still got it crooked. That's all right. I made a little tick mark and I still got it crooked. So they're just going to all be a little off. I'll do them a little off on purpose, right? Just a little to the tilt. And you like to, it's if you go off the edge, it's nice too. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm just going to stamp because I want a nice dark stamp print of each one, right? So let's see, let's tilt this one a little that way. So I'm applying. I'm reapplying the paint every time. Let's go this way. Oh my goodness. I gotta think of what I want for lunch. Do I want pizza today, Janet? What are you having for lunch today? Janet's still probably working on her iced coffee. All right, maybe just that. Does it need one right there? Probably. Let's tilt it a little this way. I don't want them lined up like in a row. So there's that. Then we could take now. Let me go rinse this off real quick because really I can't. I bought these. I don't want them to crust over. What is it, little girl? All right. So now let's see. Let's see what I'm thinking about. Some kind, maybe a pink circle around it. Let me get a Posca. All right, now I'm going to put both these sponges in water. As Janet calls it, the science experiment. Seriously, the water's clean. The water is clean in there. Well, it was till this morning, till we started using it this morning. All right, let me put this foamy drawer away. Put that back in there. Okay, now. All right, so let's dry this. And then I'll put some pink around it, and then we'll go ahead and read out of our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. Move the oh, egg salad. I'm on it, Janet. Should I go run down and put the eggs on? No, I'll wait. But I'm going to make egg salad, Janet. Okay. Now that let me just kind of stack these stencils to the side. They're not. I just put them all, not all of them, but these small ones. I just put them in one of these cases, these sleeves, because they fit in there and I know right where they are and I can grab them when I just want a little stencil. All right, this one, that one's okay. These are all clean. Okay, now move the paints. I got them all right here in front of me, which is nice. I use the I built my pen and marker holder, but it's all sitting on top of those black little plastic things you can get at Walmart for $1. You know, the little black square, the little cubes that look like not baskets, but they're black plastic with holes in them. These things. I don't know if you can see them, but anyway, they're black plastic, and I try to, after I'm done, I'll put them all back in their colors. So this build right here is I built this. I built this out of black foam board and a roll of packing tape. And then it sits on top of my paints. And then up there's my pens and the cases and stuff like that. Sorry if you get sick moving stuff around. Yeah. All right. So now let's see. Let's go ahead and move some of my palettes out of the way. And maybe get a pink So maybe a pink Posca, light pink, and do some circles around them. Oh, you were going to have to see, Patricia. Okay, so this is a fine point one. So I'm just going to kind of do, it doesn't really, it's not showing up to, I think I need darker pink. Well, let's go ahead and do a light pink circle. It's because the pin's thin. It's a thin pin. Thin pin. And then maybe I'll do either a thicker or a darker pink. I mean, I can see it. It's not showing up on camera, though. When I look in the screen, you can't see it. But there's that. And then I have the hot pink. So maybe we'll go with, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that shows up a little better. I like the light pink, but it doesn't really show up. So I just kind of want some scruffy, scribbly circles around it. Janet would be getting out her template, her circle template. Janet would be getting out her circle template and her ruler. So anyway, I think that's kind of good. And we could even put some light pink stripes. Let's go ahead and do that. You probably won't see it till I hold it up to the camera. But some, just some light pink stripes in there. Kind of looks kind of cool. Just a few. All right. So there we go. So I think that's probably all the stenciling y'all are going to be up for today, because we, So yeah, there we go. So I hope y'all enjoyed doing a few pages in here. Let's go back here. That was already done. We did this one, and that was already done. So all I'd start out with is just something pretty out of a magazine, and just glue it down. Again, it's best if you glue it down with your golden matte medium so it doesn't buckle. But if it's just something little, your glue stick will be okay. But just be aware, it's glued down with the glue stick. And then again, we did this one and then turned it into this with the photo app. So just playing with it. Well, thank you, Missy Lulu, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate all those. And again, I'm going to reiterate that I am not doing monthly prints for July and August. Everybody that supported the channel in June, the prints went out. Yesterday. So everybody that supported the channel in June got a print. I'm just not going, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from supporting the channel. I'm just saying I'm taking a 2-month break from doing the prints so that I don't have to think of, if we're traveling or doing stuff, I don't have to worry about, it's supposed to go out this week. I got to get those made. So I'm taking the summer off. I'm taking July and August off from doing prints. But if you still feel inclined to PayPal tip jar me or support the channel, I do appreciate it. So thank you. Y'all are welcome. Oh, thanks, Tina. Last chance to show Tina. And leave comments if y'all have any questions or anything. This journal is, which one is this? This one is, I think, the, let me see, it's in here. I think I kept yeah. This is the Ohuhu 78 sheet. It's 8.3 inches, 8.3 inches by, it's a square. And it's 120-pound paper, and it's shiny. It's like cardstock, shiny, or not shiny, smooth. It doesn't have a shine to it, but it's a smooth paper. And it's the same, kind of, it's just a nice paper for doing, well, it's good for anything, right? Let me show a couple more here. We did this, we got this. Got a few in here, not too many, but I just really wanted you to just have the idea of just using your stencils. And so yeah, and then I just, as long as this is dry, I keep a couple sheets in the back, so the next time I go to use it, I have some of that. So if anybody has any questions, oh, well, before we go, I don't want to forget, let's go ahead and read our 1001 Ways to Be Creative. We try to read a couple pages out of this every week. And 1001 Ways to Be Creative, a little book of everyday inspiration by Barbara Ann Kipfer. The ISBN 978-142-62-19078. And yeah, so let me go ahead and read a couple pages out of this. Oh, thanks, Diane. Good to see you, by the way. Hi, Joan. I think I said hi to Patricia Lyons. Anybody else I missed? Thanks, everybody, for being here. Okay. Why not walk in the aura of magic that gives to the small things of life their uniqueness and importance? That's just a little quote. And then we'll read a couple pages of the ideas. Remember now, I always tell you, this one's losing its sticky. I always tell you to, well, I'll find it later. If something occurs to you when I'm reading, you get another idea, another inspiration occurs to you while I'm reading these, write down your idea. Write down what occurs to you, the inspiration that occurs to you. Okay? All right. So we're at number 587. Sometimes a creative block has nothing to do with the project. Maybe you have an unresolved problem or an apology to deliver. Look for a solution. I need my pointer. Okay. How much time can you give to creative pursuits each week? This is a goal to work toward, but always be prepared to deal with changes. Craft new poems based on the titles of existing poems. Invent a new dance move. Be the mysterious writer in a fancy cafe. Help a group of students write and produce an original play. Invent new ways to love. Dress in colorful clothes. Make a home for yourself inside your own head. Use popular culture to inspire your work. Do not filter your brainstorms. Make a list of all the major world events you can recall. Well, I don't know if we want to do this one right now. Does this provide fodder for a creative project? Maybe for a sci-fi novel. So anyway, we're going to stop there, and hope y'all got some ideas, some inspiration, and have a good weekend, a good long weekend. If you know whether it's Canada Day or the 4th of July. So, oh, hi, Carla. Good to see you. Anybody else I missed coming in? I appreciate all you being here. I appreciate the lurkers and the people that come back and watch the recordings. Thanks so much, guys. And I hope y'all have a safe and fun weekend. And we will see you Monday, the good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I love to say that. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.